So if this continues for much. What? Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Independent School District 279 School Board. As a result of the current state of emergency due to COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting is being conducted by telephone conference in accordance with Minnesota Statute 13D.021. Consistent with the current state and federal pandemic guidance, Superintendent Corey McIntyre has determined that an open meeting format allowing for in-person attendance is not practical or prudent. As a result, in-person attendance in the boardroom at the Educational Service Center is not being permitted. Members of the public who wish to view or monitor this meeting are able to do so by watching on the district website at district279.org, select About Us, School Board, and Meeting Materials, Video and Audio that is located under the School Board menu, or by local access broadcast, Channel 21. The regular meeting of the Independent School District 279 School Board is called to order at 6:03 p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. Board members joining us by teleconference tonight, please respond when I call your name. Director Jessica Craig.
Present.
Director Kelsey Dawson-Walton.
Present.
Director Tanya Simons.
Present.
Director Jackie Mosqueda-Jones.
Present.
Director Heather Douglas.
Present.
Superintendent Corey McIntyre.
Present.
And I, Mike Ostafi. Also joining us in this teleconference meeting today are Executive Director of Finance and Operations, Ron Meyer, and Troy Schreifels, the Director of Facilities and Transportation. Also present is Legal Counsel Tim Palmatier and Board Secretary Sherry Lincoln. I will now lead us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Right now we're at acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion to accept tonight's agenda as presented?
So moved by Jackie Mosqueda-Jones.
Thank you, Director Mosqueda-Jones. And there's a second by?
Heather Douglas.
Heather, thank you. Sorry, there is an echo in this room, so I'm trying to delay my response. So there's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on tonight's agenda? Seeing none, a roll call vote will be taken by Board Secretary. Board members, please respond with aye or nay when Sherry calls your name.
Board Member Craig?
Aye.
Board Member Dawson-Walton?
Aye.
Board Member Simons?
Aye.
Board Member Ostafi?
Aye. Aye.
Board Member Mosqueda-Jones?
Aye.
Board Member Douglas?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you, everybody. Next would usually be audience opportunity to address the board. However, because we are unable to conduct this meeting in person today, all public remarks to the board should be submitted by email to Osseo School Board at district279.org and or we listen at district279.org. And that's just not for tonight. Those are the two available email addresses for commentary to the school district and to the school board. Our next agenda item is the superintendent's report. Mr. McIntyre.
Thank you, Chair Ostafi. My comments tonight are centered around our response and planning to the COVID-19 pandemic. As you might imagine, times like these require school district staff to be all hands on deck, 24/7, to address the challenges we face to engage in problem solving that keeps our students at the center. I'm extremely proud of our District 279 employees who are working night and day to plan and implement a comprehensive COVID-19 response plan that includes all the components identified by the Minnesota Department of Education. Some highlights of our work that have happened over just a little over a week, honestly, since Week Bill Sunday. Within 2 days of the governor's executive order, our food and nutrition staff had launched free meals in a program at 13 locations, and our Kids Stop program had implemented free childcare for emergency responders, healthcare workers, and others identified by the governor as essential employees. Our teaching and learning team, building leaders, and our teachers and licensed staff, our paras, and others are all creating a distance learning plan for all students from early childhood and pre-kindergarten through grade 12 and up through age 21. Plus, we will be launching this plan starting next week per the governor's direction once that's pronounced. So starting March 30th, we will continue that plan for as long as directed. We have a plan for our students and families to come to school later this week to pick up instructional materials for distance learning, district-assigned mobile devices, and any medications that need to be retrieved from our health offices, along with personal belongings still left at school. Schools will be communicating directly with their families tomorrow to provide more details for their specific school. I also want to thank our families who are also facing multiple challenges and stresses in their personal lives, and for being highly invested in their child's education as we move forward. I want to thank our families for being patient as we develop our plan for distance learning. In accordance with the governor's direction, when given, we will be prepared to implement that plan starting next Monday, March 30th. While we've had previous experience with one weather-related flex learning day in grades 6 through 12, this greatly expanded version of distance learning is new and much more comprehensive, serving our students from preschool through age 21. I want to encourage families to think of the next few weeks in the same way they might view the first few weeks of the school year. Teachers will be developing relationships with students in new ways. They'll be setting classroom expectations and ways to communicate, and they'll be identifying new ways to work and learn together. I'm confident that students and staff will do everything they can to adjust to this new reality and provide the best distance learning experience possible for all of our students. We are in daily contact with state officials and will continue to adjust our plans as direction from the state evolves. And we will communicate with families as new information becomes available. I want to end with one more note of gratitude to our staff and families for everything they're doing to navigate during these challenging times. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. I think that everyone on this call appreciates the work that you've done and everyone's been doing. And I do believe we'd all want to say something. But overall, thank you very much for your hard effort and the work that you're doing and that everybody's doing. With that, I did want to get on to the next agenda item, which is the consent agenda. Consent agenda items presented for approval can be viewed on the district website, and all board members have received them. Board members, are there any items that you would like to remove for separate consideration? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
This is direct assignment, and I move the agenda item as read.
There's a motion to approve, and is there a second?
Heather Douglas will second.
Thank you. A roll call vote will now be taken by the board secretary. Board members, please respond with aye or nay when Sherry calls your name.
Board Member Douglas?
Aye.
Board Member Mosqueda Jones?
Aye.
Board Member Ostafi?
Aye.
Board Member Simons?
Aye.
Board Member Dawson Walton?
Aye.
Board Member Craig?
Aye.
The consent agenda passes 6-0. Thank you, everyone. Our first action item this evening is the transportation contract, and that will be discussed by Mr. Ron Meyer. Ron?
Good evening, Cheryl Staffy, Superintendent McIntyre, and school board members. Before you this evening for recommended approval is a 5-year contract with First Student Incorporated for Yellow Bus Transportation Service and a 5-year contract with North Star Bus Line for supplemental Yellow Bus Transportation Service. These contracts would begin on July 1st, 2020, for service starting in fiscal year 2021. The current 5-year agreement with First Student Incorporated is set to expire on June 30th of 2020. Both of these agreements include an increase to the daily rate of 5.6% on the first year, 5% in the second year, and 3% in the final 3 years of the contract. For the First Student contract, it also includes a guaranteed increase to driver wages, which is essential to address the driver shortages that have existed for multiple years and provided challenges to our daily operation. To further address the driver shortage, we are recommending North Star Bus Lines as a supplemental provider to ensure that any future driver shortage with First Students does not interrupt our ability to get our students to and from school safely and on time. It's important to note, based on our current reality with the spread of the COVID-19 virus, that there potentially could be an easing of our driver shortage depending on the long-term economic impact of the worldwide response to the virus. Even if there was an easing of the driver shortage, which may not be known for several months or even years, we believe that this contract and the increases proposed will allow our vendors to attract and retain the highest quality drivers and other support staff. So a little background. Throughout the past fall and winter, the Transportation Leadership Team, working in coordination with our purchasing team, designed a request for quote process that clearly articulated the goals and objectives of the new 5-year contract and solicited responses from vendors who were interested in serving as either our primary or our supplemental source for service. In total, we had 4 responses with comprehensive quotes for our team to evaluate. As part of the evaluation process, a scoring system was designed to analyze each company's proposed costs, their service approach and methodology, their qualification and experience, and their adherence to the specifications of the request for quote. After analysis from our transportation leadership team, as well as from our district-level RFQ team, which included principals, business service leadership, and facilities and operations leadership, as well as survey results which were gathered from existing customers of each of those 4 vendors, it was determined that the 2 highest scoring vendors that we would ultimately enter into direct negotiations with was First Student and North Star Bus Lines. The negotiations led to the recommendation we have brought forth this evening. It is the administration's recommendation to approve the 5-year contract with First Student Incorporated and North Star Bus Lines. Upon approval of these contracts this evening, our transportation leadership team will work closely with both of our vendors to prepare for bus service, which will actually start at the second part of our summer school, and then we'll move into our fall startup. This preparation will include equipment acquisition, which is part of the contract specifications. And so with that, I will turn it back over to Chair Ostafi.
Thank you, Ron. Is there a motion? We'll do this. Is there a motion to approve the transportation contract as specified by Ron Meyer?
So moved, Jackie Mosqueda Jones.
Thank you, Jackie, for the motion. And as a second?
Second, Heather Douglas.
Thank you, Heather, for the second. Is there any discussion or any questions? And let me roll down the list of names just so that we don't talk over each other. Let's start with Director Craig. Do you have any questions for Ron?
Just a quick question, more out of curiosity. I am very happy with First Students' services over the years. We have a very personal relationship with our bus drivers on our routes, and so I'm very appreciative of the work that they do for us. I do have a question. During this time, during the COVID-19 situation, what is the payments or what money is going out from the district during this time?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've worked closely with not just First Student, but we also have a number of Type 3 or van vehicles that we use to transport students to and from school, as well as for different activities and things. And we've been working closely with them to ensure, first of all, that just as the governor required continued salaries and payments for our staff, it is the direction that they gave us was to do that for our bus drivers as well, including our contracted bus drivers. So we have worked closely with our vendors to determine what is the reimbursement to ensure that all of those bus drivers continue to get paid, as well as understanding and knowing that during this time those buses are not operating. So there's now some of the fuel costs and some of those overhead costs as well. So we're working closely with that to determine. We haven't determined the final amount, but it's somewhere less than 100%, but it is ensuring that those drivers do continue to get paid for last week and this week, and depending on what kind of the future holds in terms of for that distance learning plan, and if that goes into effect, we'll have to have continued conversations around that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Director Craig. Director Dawson Walton, any questions?
I don't have a question. I just have a comment in light of COVID-19. I'm just really pleased with kind of the direction that our transportation bus drivers and services have provided in our team. I think that when I was on a call earlier for my job, with a lot of government agencies talking to districts, it sounds like our bus drivers are really kind of our lifeline to some of our households that aren't able to access our services. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and just I'm really thankful for this process. And like Jessica said, the relationship that has been really established with our transportation company. So
And if I can just respond quickly to that, Kelsey, and I appreciate that feedback. We do, just so board members know, we do have over 70 students that we're currently transporting for meals each day, and that continues to grow, and that is First Student that's currently doing that. First Student is also helping us this week or early next week as it relates to those material pickup and making sure all of our students have the resources they need for that distance learning program. So we continue to work very closely with them for any of those delivery options and getting necessary things into our students' hands through this process.
All right. Thank you. Director Simons, do you have any questions or comments?
I do not have any questions on the contract, and echo Director Dawson Walton's comments to express appreciation and thank you for all the work that you guys are doing to coordinate everything, and thank you to our drivers and to the First Student for the work that they're doing as well.
Okay. Thank you, Director Simons. Director Mosqueda-Jones, any questions?
In addition to what my colleagues have already said, I just want to thank you, Ron, and the Transportation Department on this, Troy and everyone else, on this contract, and then the things that we got in our board packet, that the upgrades that will be coming, and the fact that our drivers will be trained in behavior intervention, restorative practices, and impact of race and equity and safety training, and car seats for our littles, and the air quality control for our kids with special needs. I just think that shows the heart of our district, and I appreciate that was all taken into consideration.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Mosqueda-Jones. Director Douglas, any questions or comments?
I do not have any comments or questions. I just echo everything everyone else has already said. Just a great appreciation for everyone, and this is kind of a crazy time, so doing this work right now is much different than what it's looked like in the past. So I just appreciate everyone's hard work.
All right, thank you very much. And Ron, I also wanted to say thanks for the 9-month effort that you and your team put into this, not only in negotiating a fair increase for the better specifications we're looking for, but also working to ensure that the drivers are paid fairly and that we do attract the best employees through First Student and through North Star. So thank you very much for doing that. If there are no further questions, hearing none, all in favor of approving the contracts as presented this evening by Ron Meyer and that are in front of you. Start with Sherry.
Board Member Dawson Walton,
Aye.
Board Member Mosqueda Jones,
Aye.
Board Member Craig,
Aye.
Board Member Douglas,
Aye.
Board Member Simons,
Aye.
Board Member Ostafi,
Aye. And with that, the contract motion passes 6-0. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Troy. Thank you, Ron. The next item on the agenda are gifts to the district, which is another amazing amount. Recommendation to accept gifts to the district totaling $155,315.18. Is there a motion to accept that those generous gifts?
This is Director Simons. I make a motion to accept the gift.
Thank you. Is there a second?
This is Heather Douglas with a second.
Thank you. And I do want to say, again, thanks to everybody graciously who gave to us. And as we move forward through COVID-19 with our families in need and with other needs in the community, I want to thank everybody who's donated and will continue to donate to the school district and to community organizations and other people in need. So thanks to everyone who helps us out in this time of need. Sherry, if you can make a roll call vote.
Board Member Simons,
Aye.
Board Member Douglas,
Aye.
Board Member Ostafi,
Aye.
Board Member Mosqueda Jones,
Aye.
Board Member Craig,
Aye.
Board Member Dawson Walton,
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you very much, and thank you to all who donated gifts to the district. Our final agenda item tonight is adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Director Mosqueda Jones.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second. Second. Sorry.
We got a second from Director Simons, I believe.
No, that was Director Dawson.
Oh, sorry. So we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye or nay when Sherry calls your name.
Board Member Mosqueda Jones,
Aye.
Board Member Simons,
Aye.
Board Member Douglas,
Aye.
Board Member Dawson Walton,
Aye.
Board Member Craig,
Aye.
Board Member Ostafi.
Aye, and thank you for going through this, and thank everyone who's watching us for putting up with this. We will continue to improve how we're going to be holding these meetings. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.